Hey there, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are doing great. I am going to wait a few minutes to get started and let people show up. I know that I didn't announce it. I wasn't going to do a video because of this. I've had the sneezes, I've had the sniffles, I've had the cough. So if I do accidentally get all congested and I start coughing, I will probably stop the video just so you guys don't have to hear that. And I know I sound like a frog and I apologize. Hopefully I won't laugh because laughing sets off the cough. But I did want to show you guys my little mug, since I have shown you some little mugs that I've had. This one's the Beatles. I like the Beatles. And in case you didn't know that little tidbit about me, I do like the Beatles quite a lot. So I am hoping that I do have some people to show up today. If not, that's fine. I am trying something new. I'm trying to share this to my timeline. So that's why I'm not looking at you guys. So I'm hoping that it will show up. We're going to try it. If not, that's okay. You live and you learn. But today I do have my my Smart Ass coffee from Kicking Horse with my Nut Pods original creamer, and it's cold, it's dreary here, it's nasty, it's yucky, whatever you want to call it. It was great this weekend, and the sun was perfect on the lake, and we come home to this today, but we've needed the rain, or at least my tomato plants have needed the rain. So I was kind of glad for the rain a little bit. So today, what I want to go over is I want to go over a little bit of some healthy fats that I use. You know, Vianne had asked in one of the last, I think the last video that I did, if I could go over some products that I use, where I get them, and I'll tell you kind of how I use them too. So I have a slew. I have 5 different healthy fats that I use quite often. Hey, Melissa, yay! I was hoping somebody would join me because I know that this was short notice, and I said I wasn't going to do it because of this, and I didn't know how I would come across on video, how I would sound. So I'm glad you joined me. But I want to go over some different types of oils that I use, what I use them with, the smoke point. And if you guys can hear my puppy, I'm sorry. I tried to put her as far away from me as I could, but she's not happy in my bedroom. And where I get them, how I use them, and hopefully you guys can start incorporating some of these healthy fats into your diet if you don't use them already. So I'm going to go from the highest smoke point down to the lowest smoke point. First off, we have avocado oil, and this is the Primal Kitchen, in case you guys can see. It is for high heat. Yeah, the healthy fats are important, even with a snotty nose. This one is from Primal Kitchen. It is the first cold pressed, and it is paleo approved, Whole30 approved, for any of those that you are doing that. It also comes in a dark glass, which is good to protect your heats so that they don't go rancid as quick. It's a good plant-based fat, and what I usually use this if I saute a little bit at a higher heat, or if I'm roasting my vegetables at a higher heat. This one I do get, I think I got this one actually from Thrive Market. If I ever can find these oils locally, I go locally first. If I can't, usually I'll go to Whole Foods in Nashville, or I will go on Thrive Market if I'm not going to make a trip to Whole Foods soon, And then lastly is usually Amazon, because Amazon tends to jack up those prices, and especially when it's food items. So the smoke point for this one is 520 degrees. I usually don't recommend you cooking your foods at that high of heat because it does kill some of the nutrients that's in your food. So this one I will use for those higher heats. It's a pretty mellow flavor too. So it's not like it's going to knock you on your socks with the flavor. It just kind of has its own thing. The next one is on the smoke point is ghee. This one is Thrive Market ghee, and it is clarified butter. I know I'm terrible on getting these in focus, but it is from pasture-raised cows from New Zealand. So this one is the smoke point of 485. So you can usually, cook your eggs in it. It gives some great flavor to your eggs, to some sauteed veggies and things like that. So this is ghee. Hey Erica, glad you joined me. And this is usually good for people that are lactose intolerant, because what happens is they heat it up until the milk protein separates, and it tastes like butter. This one is unsalted because a lot of times I will add the salt later into whatever I'm cooking, my veggies. This is probably my favorite on broccoli, and sometimes I will throw it in my bulletproof coffee just for a little change up. 1 teaspoon has 7 grams of fat, so it does have a little bit more fat than butter does, but it is a healthy fat. It's a good fat. And let's see if it says anything else. They do have it in a non-BPA container. No GMOs. It's pesticide-free, pasture-raised cows, and nothing else is added. No antibiotics or anything like that. So Thrive Market is where I get this one. I have also used Organic Valley. I have used the Bulletproof brand, and this one and the Bulletproof brand are probably my favorite as far as flavors go, because where your cows come from can give you a different flavor. So ghee is a really good one, especially for those who love butter but can't handle the lactose in it. But don't trust me on that one. You got to find out for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. The next one is, this is a more expensive fat, but it is a unique fat. And it's really good for you. It's good for your skin. It adds a little bit of a better flavor, a nutty flavor, and it's macadamia nut oil. This one I don't use a lot because of the price. And can you see it? Gosh, it focuses on my face. I'm sorry, guys. But this one I use sparingly because it is so pricey, but I do love it. It is a rich flavor, but it's not an overpowering flavor. It's not like olive oil, and I'll get down to my olive oil. This one, the smoke point is 390, so it's still a little bit up there, but it's going to be more of your medium, almost medium high heat, not quite medium high, but almost. So if you're on your medium, turn it up just a little bit and you can go up to that amount of heat for this oil. This one I got from Thrive Market. This one is a little bit harder to find. Kroger may carry it now. They did not at the time that I purchased this bottle. But we did just get a new remodel at our Kroger, and I've not checked Publix. For those of you who have Publix, I am almost positive that Whole Foods would have this also. But you ought to give this one a try because it does have some great health benefits. Next up is my favorite. And I actually just realized I should have had 6 oils. Let me grab that one real quick out of my cabinet because I do want to go over it. The next one is probably my favorite out of everything. And it's coconut oil. This one is the Simple Truth brand. I switch brands It is organic, it is virgin, it is unrefined. I have used the Spectrum brand. I get most of my coconut oil from Costco. I get those big, that's how much I use it. I don't just use it in cooking. I also use it for makeup remover. I use it for oil pulling. I don't like it much as a lotion unless I've mixed it up with something else. Because it does leave a greasy film on your car seats, on your sofas, and on the gym equipment. I have been there and done that one. I have left grease prints, but I do wipe them up. So this one is great internally and externally. So if you have ultra dry skin, this would probably be better, but I don't have super dry skin, so that's why I don't use it. As far as the flavor goes, I love the flavor. If you don't love coconut, you will not like the unrefined. You would probably want to go for more of the unrefined because it is flavorless. They also have a liquid coconut oil that I will use in things like baking because it's easier to measure out. And this says that you can use it 1 for 1 like you would any other oil. I highly recommend if you use coconut oil in your baking that you use a tad less because it can, the goods can become a little bit greasier. But this one, it does have saturated fats in it, but from time to time those saturated fats are good. They're good for your brain. So this one is let's see, it is organic, non-GMO, fair trade, unrefined, cold pressed. Like I said, if you want to go with a little bit of flavor, it is phenomenal on veggies. Roasted veggies, this gives such a good flavor. My girls' favorite way for me to cook their chicken is to put a little bit of coconut oil, saute the chicken, salt and pepper, that's it. They say that those are the best chicken fingers or chicken breasts or whatever I'm cooking at the time. They say that is the best flavor that I can ever give them. They would probably eat them all the time. And it's great to use that as another way to get some more protein. So you can use that chicken that's left over and throw it on a salad. So this absolutely my favorite right now as far as cooking goes. Sauteing, roasting. I don't roast my veggies over 350 either. So if you're going to do them at a higher heat, use the other. And I usually add this after they've been in the oven for a little bit, just to kind of add it at the end and brown them up. Next, let's go over olive oil. I will tell you right now, I am not an olive oil fan. I know that it is great for me. I know that it has some great healthy fats. Not my favorite because the flavor is so potent, but I do love it on a salad. And that is typically where you should use your healthy vegetable, or your healthy olive oil is on your salads, on those raw vegetables. This one is the only one that I have found. I looked up the requirements quite a while back, and they tell you different requirements that you should find, because we have found out that a lot of these companies will dilute or alter their olive oil. They will cut it with cheaper oils like canola oil, and this one actually will solidify in the refrigerator, and your olive oil should solidify. If it doesn't, you might want to toss it out. But this is the California Olive Ranch, so that you guys can see a little bit closer up. This is the extra virgin olive oil every day. It is the first cold pressed. That's what you guys want. That's one thing that you guys want to look for. Another thing that you guys want to look for when you're looking for your olive oil is this baby. This is the harvest date, and it tells you when it was harvested and when it's going to be best by. This one is also non-GMO, and it says made right here in California. This is another code, and I'll have to tell you what it is here in a second. It is, goodness, the California Olive Oil Council. That's another one that they say to look for in the U.S. So if you use this olive oil or a salad dressing made with the olive oil and you put it in the fridge, it should have to come to room temperature and shake it up before you can use it. That's what you want to look for with that. Now the smoke point is going to be lower. It's about 331 degrees. So that's even below medium heat. And that's why I highly recommend that you don't cook with olive oil, that you use it just to drizzle. Maybe if you want the flavor of olive oil, drizzle it on your vegetables right before you go and you put them on the table. Toss them in it. It is good for like caprese salad or something like that where you want that flavor to come out. You would want to use it there. Like I said, drizzle it on your salad with a little apple cider vinegar or some balsamic vinegar. It does add a lot of flavor, so a little bit can go a long way. I didn't put butter on here because I use the ghee, but butter is a little bit lower on the smoke point as well. And what I do use is I use Kerrygold butter, and it is my favorite, and I'm going to disappear for just a second. I will go ahead and grab it, but I didn't put this on my list, but this is what I use. This is the majority of what I use in my bulletproof coffee, and I like to add this to broccoli or cauliflower or something like that after I have, I sweat my veggies. And we'll go over different cooking tips in a different video. But that is probably my favorite. And I will tell you guys a secret that you might be disgusted by. But I am like a little kid, and I like to actually slice off some butter every once in a while and just eat it. I know my girls look at me sometimes and they're like, Mom, that is just so gross. But I'm like, it's so good. And it's not that I do it all the time. It's just there are sometimes my body is probably craving a little bit more healthy fats. And that's when I do it. I try to listen to my body. That's one thing I try to do, is pay attention to see if my body might be needing a little bit extra. The next oil that I use, and I get this at Kroger. Kroger. As Ainsley used to say, Kroger. This one, they do have at Walmart now, or at least in the All Good. I know that All Good and Cookeville carry different ones. And check your, if you don't have a Kroger, check your Walmart to see if this healthy fat is there. Okay. Kerrygold butter. It is... My husband, I sent him to get some Kerrygold because I was out the other day to make my bulletproof coffee. He told me that, let's see, at Publix, it was like $3.89. At Kroger, it was almost $5. And at Walmart, it was $2.88. So Walmart's the cheapest if you guys don't avoid Walmart. But that's a big price difference. And as much as I purchase this, and I will also get this at Costco if I'm ever in there and I'm needing it. They sell it in packs. I think packs of 3 is what they sell it in. But that's what that's where I get those. Now, the last oil that I'm going over, I don't cook with this. This is XCT oil or MCT oil, and I actually get this from the Bulletproof site or Amazon, and it has a very low smoke point, so I just don't recommend cooking with it at all. I recommend just drizzling it over, using it for a salad dressing. Drizzle it over those veggies after they're finished. A tip that I learned was take a few of those cooked veggies, take a little bit of the XCT oil, a little bit of the Kerrygold, put them in a blender. You might need to add a little bit of water, blend them up, and then use that as a sauce. Oh, it is so good, guys. I mean, it is so good when you do that. So this one is what I usually put into my coffee. And I will actually take I buy their Brain Octane, and it's higher. I can't remember which I think I'm wanting to say it's higher in the lauric acid, but I'm not exactly sure. But I will half it. I will do half XCT, half brain octane, and I will use anywhere from a half a tablespoon to 3/4 of a tablespoon of the XCT and the Kerrygold. Put it in my coffee, blend it up, and that's my healthy fats. So this one, like I said, is great for pouring over the veggies after you've cooked them, putting in your coffee, if you've heard of bulletproof coffee. And it's also good to blend up with this butter and pour it over your veggies or use it as a dip or on top of your chicken or something like that. I love it with green beans and broccoli. Like I said, bulletproof site, Amazon are the two top places that I get this one. And it has a low smoke point. I don't know exactly what it is. And it's a neutral flavor. It has no flavor whatsoever. You would not taste it at all. So I want to go back over really quick from the highest smoke point down to the lowest smoke point, just for those of you who just joined me. And this is the avocado oil. It is pretty neutral in flavor. It has a smoke point of 520. So those are for your sauteing and higher cooks of whatever you may use that for. Ghee is next up. It has the smoke point of 485 and it has the taste like butter. I do get the unsalted so that I can salt my foods after the fact. And it's rich and creamy. It's not like butter. It's a little more creamy than butter. A little bit higher in fat, but that's okay because we're talking healthy fats. Macadamia nut oil is going to be next. It is the smoke point of 390, very neutral in flavor. And if you have a nut allergy, you might not want to use this one. I don't use this one for my oldest daughter, Adeline. I usually use this and add it like if I'm cooking for myself. Then, next up, coconut oil, my favorite. I use the virgin, and it does have a flavor to it. The smoke point is 350. Baked goods, you can use it in skin, external, internal. And if you don't want sorry, I've got a gnat flying around. If you don't want the coconut flavor, then you'll want the refined. Then we have Kerrygold butter. It tastes just like, oh, I will do a video of my bulletproof coffee recipe because I do a bulletproof latte. And I've got to figure out how to go from me to the coffee and back to me. So once I figure that out, I'm going to play around with that. And once I figure that out, I will do a video on that so that you guys can make it at home and enjoy it as well. I feel like Vanna White, you know? Hey. So Kerrygold butter is next up, lower smoke point. And I usually add it after I'm cooking. And we all know what butter tastes like. Then we have olive oil. Very flavorful. The smoke point about 331, so it's lower. It's lower than a medium heat, so you usually want to use this on raw veggies. Then we have our brain oil. Brain oil, love it. It's great for the brain. High in the MCTs, the lauric acid and everything, and you want to drizzle it on after you finished heating up your veggies, or use it to make salad dressings to get some of those good fats for your brain. So guys, I want to thank you for all of you who have joined me today. Like I said, sorry it was last minute, but with all of this congestion, I didn't want to do it, but decided to anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please list them below, type them in. I want to know what you guys want me to talk about, and I will try to get a video together to cover them, either recorded video or a live video. Hope you guys have a wonderful Monday, and don't let this weather get you down if it's rainy and nasty where you are, because we need it. We need that rain. Our plants need the rain. So love you guys. Have a great one, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.